One of the skills you may be asked to perform when you take your state exam is to transfer the client from the bed into a wheelchair using a pivot technique and a transfer gait belt. The client is able to stand but cannot take steps. The role of the resident client is played by a person. The checkpoints the state evaluator will use to evaluate your performance are listed at the end of this video demonstration. Greet the client, address them by name, and introduce yourself. Explain the procedure by speaking clearly, slowly, and directly, maintaining face-to-face contact whenever possible, and ask client about personal preferences. Provide privacy with a curtain, screen, or door. Position wheelchair alongside of bed at head of bed facing foot or foot of bed facing head. Position wheelchair so that the front interior wheel is close enough to the bed so that transfer can be completed as a pivot. Move wheelchair footrest out of the way before standing client for transfer. Lock both wheels of wheelchair and check to make sure bed wheels are locked. Raise bed to a safe, comfortable level. Provide support to assist the client to a sitting position on side of bed without pulling client by lower arms or hands. Place non-skid footwear on client and allow them time to sit on side of bed to adjust to the change in position before beginning transfer. Apply transfer belt securely at client's waist over clothing secured so that only flat fingers or hand fit under belt and the belt does not catch skin or skin folds. Position client's feet flat on floor and provide instructions to enable client to assist in transfer, including prearranged signal to alert when to begin standing. Stand facing client, reaching under client's arms to hold transfer gait belt at sides or around back throughout transfer. Brace one or both of client's legs and count to 3 or say other prearranged signal to alert client to begin standing. On signal, gradually assist client to stand by grasping transfer belt on both sides and transfer client as a pivot completed without having client take steps to reach wheelchair. Position back of client's legs against the seat of the wheelchair. Assist client in a controlled, gentle lowering motion into wheelchair with hips against back of seat. Position client's feet on wheelchair footrest and carefully remove transfer gait belt from waist. Make sure the signaling device is within reach. Wash your hands before performing your next skill or at the end of your last skill. Skill checkpoints. Does the candidate greet resident, address by name, and introduce self? Provide explanations to resident about care before beginning and during care. Place wheelchair near resident's bed before assisting resident to sit at edge of bed. Move wheelchair footrest out of the way before standing resident for transfer. Place non-skid footwear on resident before standing resident for transfer. Provide support to assist resident to sitting position on side of bed without pulling resident by lower arms or hands. Provide resident opportunity to sit on side of bed to adjust to change in position before beginning transfer. Position resident's feet flat on floor before standing to begin transfer. Prepare for transfer by positioning wheelchair with front interior wheel close enough to bed so that transfer can be completed as a pivot. Lock wheelchair before standing resident to begin transfer. Apply transfer gait belt before standing resident, placing around resident's waist and over clothing, secured so that only flat fingers or hand fit under belt and the belt does not catch skin or skin folds. Provide cue or signal to resident before assisting to stand. Stand in front of resident, reaching under resident's arms to hold transfer gait belt at sides or around back throughout transfer. Brace one or both of resident's legs during transfer while assisting to stand, turn, and sit. Maintain on-body mechanics when assisting resident to stand, turn, and sit. Transfer resident as a pivot completed without having resident take steps to reach wheelchair and before assisting resident to sit in wheelchair, positions with back of resident's legs against the seat of wheelchair. Support resident to provide for controlled, gentle lowering into seat of wheelchair. Leave resident positioned in wheelchair in proper body alignment, hips against back of seat and feet on footrests. Remove transfer gait belt from resident's waist without harming resident when transfer is completed. Ask resident about preferences during care. Use standard precautions and infection control measures when providing care. Ask resident about comfort or needs during care or before care completed. Promote residents' rights during care. Promote resident safety during care.